So from your seat, we're going to just take the hips a little bit further back, bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide, butterfly pose. And then just take a moment to again shuffle from side to side, maybe using that pillow to sit on if it feels uncomfortable in your hips. If this is a little bit too much with the feet out really wide, bring the feet in a little bit closer, and then you can control how far you fold forward here. So just find whatever variation feels right for you. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to pulse gently with breath. As you exhale, allow the chest to descend. Maybe even relax your head. And then inhale, like you're catching a little ripple of breath moving through your spine from the base to the crown. Lift up. And exhale, pouring the torso forward. One more full breath, and we're going to land just for 2 or 3 breaths. And then fold forward. And you can take your hands, maybe wrap them around your toes, maybe let the palms face up. Just find a place that feels right for you. If it's comfortable, allow your eyes to close. And make sure that there's no compression through the belly. The spine is nice and long. But can you feel softness through the muscles of your face? And gently start to deepen your breath. Take a full breath in and a slow breath out. And then slowly rising, using your hands to support you. You can take your hands behind you now and just heel toe your feet out nice and wide. Now, a windshield wiping of the knees is really nice. It's kind of internal rotation and external rotation at the same time. So just gently rinsing. You can open the chest. And now from here, we're going to cross the ankles over. Roll over the knees and come to all fours. So you can really make this your own. And we're going to come back to that Marauding Bear, that very free-form, moving cat-cow where you just make big circles through your hips. Really release the neck here, the jaw, soften the eyes. And you can make this your own. You can bend one elbow at a time. You can turn the chest, arc the spine. And then as you're ready, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Now from here, our very first open hip yawn. So as you place your feet hip distance apart, make sure you're really firmly connected to your palms. Draw your hips away from your shoulders and just start to feel length, like you're climbing, lengthening through the sides of your waist. As you inhale, we're going to sweep the right leg all the way up to the sky. Start to roll your hip open and bend your knee. Now I know that this kind of can feel a little bit tight, but when you come up higher onto the ball of your left foot, you can create a little bit more space. Take an inhale breath, let your head relax, lift your knee higher, and as you exhale, big half circle with your knee out to the right, towards your right arm, and then just step your right foot as far forward as you can. And we drop the back knee down and just feel into a lizard lunge. So you can use a block here. Blocks are perfect for this pose. It just brings the floor a little bit higher. You can roll your chest open. If you want to be close to the ground, you can also bring your forearms down onto that block. Maybe your back toes tucked or untucked, and just feel into any little parts of your inner hips that are a little tight. You can bring your hands back to the ground if you need. Lift your chest. And now from here, we're moving towards pigeon pose. So nice and slow, shift your hips back, heel toe this right foot all the way across the mat to the left, and then just use your hands to the top of the shin, so the front of the shin, and drop all the way down onto your right hip. So really important that your weight is heavy in center. So rather than lifting up through the hip and having that hip floating, I would rather just the hip to come down, and that protects the knee joint. It also feels a lot more restorative. You can bend the back knee if you need, or if it feels comfortable, you can have your back leg straight, but the hip is on the ground, and just start to lift up through the chest. You can stay here if this is enough, if you're already feeling a lot in the quad, the outer right hip. Otherwise, just slowly start to come forward. Now, if you're in your 3rd trimester like me and your belly is getting a little bit bigger, you might have to come towards your foot, and you can use a block here just under your arms or a pillow under your head, and just move to a point that you're still feeling a nice deep opening through the outer hip, but you're not straining or compressing through the belly. Now close the eyes down if that's comfortable, even let the head rest on the ground. And let's take 3 full breaths. And with every exhale, just feel this quality of softening in and softening down, almost like gravity takes a hold. And then nice and slow, you can use your hands, come all the way up. And either take it to child's pose, a wide knee child's pose, or if you like, back up to that one-legged downward dog. Roll the hip open, bend the knee, maybe some big circles with that knee, just to release the hip. And then lower your right foot down and sweep your left leg to the sky, swapping sides. You can roll the hip open, bend the knee, take an inhale, lift that knee higher. And as you exhale, big half circle with your left knee out to the left and step. Left foot towards the top of the mat. Drop the back knee down, that lizard lunge again. So grab a hold of the block if you need. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. And either be with stillness or gently moving into any little parts, any little tight spots that are holding. Take an inhale, peel the chest open. And as you exhale, we're going to shift the hips back, heel toe this left foot across the mat to the right, and move towards pigeon on the other side. Now know that one side can feel really different to the other. So just move really slowly. Make sure the hip is connected to the ground. So if you need to bend the back knee up, or having the hip down, the back leg can straighten. An inhale breath, lift up through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, as you're ready, you can start to come forward and down. And these days I just like to come towards the foot. Create that space, forearms to the block, and just let your head hang heavy. Deep breaths here. Just savoring these moments of stillness. You might want to reconnect that feeling of your breath gently rocking your baby. Sending that soothing, calming energy of your exhale breath right to your center. And as you're ready, you can walk the hands up. And now from here, we're going to swing the back leg around. Take the feet nice and wide. And then again, windshield wipe the knees from side to side. And I didn't do that open hip yawn on the left, so if you did want to take that, feel free to do that. And now a really nice twist that I've been enjoying, just because a lot of twists do compress the belly. A really nice twist that can feel quite nice is a mermaid style twist. So you can take your legs, and I'll just pivot around so that you can see. So your right leg, for example, the shin will be forward, your left knee in towards the sole of your foot, and you can just take your left hand to your knee. Take an inhale breath to go up, and as you exhale, really gentle rotation, almost from your belly first, then your torso. Then if you want to add the neck, you can start to rotate the chin towards the right shoulder. One more breath in. And as you exhale, unravel, lean back, and just swap sides. So the left leg forward, shin parallel to the top of your mat, and just the right knee nestles inside the foot. Your right hand to the knee, take an inhale breath to go up, and as you exhale, gently rotate from your center to your shoulders, maybe through the neck. One more breath, and then come all the way back to center. Now from here, we're going to come down onto our back. Now we'll just move the blocks out of the way, any pillows. And now we're not going to be here for very long. You can take the feet just hip distance apart and use your hands just to slowly come on down. And we're just going to begin with some gentle bridge rolls. So as you press into your feet, start to lift your hips up. Now really feel your feet directly under your knees. Push down into the ground, lift the hips higher, And just feel the strength of your legs. And notice this arc through the upper part of your spine. Take an inhale breath here. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, we're going to come back down from the upper back, tucking your tailbone, middle back, lower back. Let's do that twice more. Just move to the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, lift the hips high. And exhale, slowly roll down. This is called bridge rolls. And you might feel some heat building through the quad muscles. One more time, inhale. And exhale, nice and slow, start to roll on down. And with your hips on the ground, you can pull your knees up towards your armpits and just gently rock from right to left. Now this is your opportunity just to move into any part of your body that you need. You can allow your head to roll side to side. You can take your arms out and just gently windshield wipe your knees. Maybe take your arms overhead and take a full body stretch. And now I'm going to let you decide the best way to take rest. Shavasana pose can be done lying on your back, of course. You might feel that that's really uncomfortable and you might not stay for a few minutes. So you might want to roll onto your side. So rolling onto your left side. If you're coming onto your side, you can take a pillow between your knees or a bolster and just resting your head on your arm. And if this doesn't feel comfortable for today, sometimes it changes from day to day, just gently come on up and we can rest in a seat for a gentle Shavasana through a seated meditation. And wherever you are, whichever pose you've landed on, just reconnect to that breath moving through your body. And think of this as just a few moments to allow the body just to reintegrate and recalibrate, almost absorbing everything that we've just done. Relaxing through your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. And feel free to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Thank you so much for sharing your practice.